Hey y'all, my name is Jatirin Moore, and on my YouTube channel, I am documenting my journey as a real estate wholesaler. In this video, I am going to be talking about the most difficult task, or should I say, one of the most difficult tasks that wholesalers kind of struggle to get a grasp at when you first get started. So let's get right into it. Comping real estate. Finding comparable properties for your target property, a deal you have found, can be challenging. And that's what I'm going to be tailoring this video on because I too struggle with comping. Even today, I've closed several deals, but still, I kind of get tripped up when it comes to comps. Comping real estate is all about practice, repetition, repetition, repetition. And when you first getting started, it takes a little bit, okay? So when you are comping a property as a brand new wholesaler, you need to give this task your undivided attention so that you know the comparable properties you are finding are legit for the property you're trying to compare it to, for your wholesale deal you're trying to compare it to. Comping a property is short for comparable sales. It involves analyzing recently sold properties within similar characteristics to estimate the market value of a subject property, i.e., your wholesale property. This helps in determining a fair and competitive price in real estate transactions. There you go. So comps is as simple as that by definition, but when it comes to actually doing the work and having to comp properties, it can be a little tough. And even to this day, I still get second opinions sometimes just to ensure I'm finding the right data for the property I am trying to comp. Let me just be honest with you all for a minute because I do have in this video, I'm going to share with you all and read an email, and I'm not going to share who sent the email or what their information is, but I want to read this email to you because comping it has always been sort of like a intimidation for me personally as a wholesaler because people put this big stigma on comping. If you don't know how to comp, you will never be a successful wholesaler. Now, I am not the perfect comper, but my comping skills have been able to help me close some deals thus far. However, I'm going to go into a quick story time because there was one time I sent out a property and the comps weren't that good and I kind of ticked off a realtor. So let's get right into that. Now, this is a fair warning. All right. I am about to put a screenshot of the email I received after sending out a wholesale deal to my cash buyers. I am going to read the email verbatim. So please, if you're interested, go ahead and chill out for a minute, get you something to eat, something to drink if you need it, and go through this email with me, okay? I'm reading it word for word. Let's go. Thanks for sending it over. Feels way too high in price for condition. Comps are way too old. February and April 2022 would never be considered a comp. April comp is a duplex which generates rental income. That's not a comp. Even the September 2022 comp is on the verge of being too old. Completely different market than today. From the photos, it looks like the basement needs new mechanicals, roof needs replacement, fitting and gutter replacement. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Fitting and gutter replacement. Early 1900s homes will have plaster more likely than drywall, and there are multiple places where plaster work or ceiling needs replacement from cracking or water damage. All floors need restoration or new flooring. Kitchen and baths are gut jobs. Hanging electrical in the kitchen along with fluorescent lighting with hanging electrical means they have had no access to bury the electrical lines in the walls or ceilings due to lath and plaster walls and ceilings. Looks like the electrical panel in the basement was updated at one point, but I would wonder if it still has a knob and tube inside this home. Michigan basement looks like foundation concerns, and I wonder if they get moisture. The exposed mechanicals, hot water heater, and ductwork show signs of rust, so I presume it's a wet Michigan basement. Windows appear to be vinyl, but considering the current condition, I wonder their age. Respectfully, the price feels more like $70,000 to $75,000. I think a buyer could sink $50,000 to $75,000 into this home without blinking. This is a $175,000 to $180,000 $100,000 home max in this market, and that's mint condition. Respectfully, that leaves very little profit, if any. Again, thank you for sending it, but it would have to be way less to drive interest. Kindly, the realtor's name. So I feel like I ticked the realtor off in a way because and if I find the information, now this was a while ago, but I just figured this was great information because I struggle with this, and I'm sure there are other wholesalers that struggle with this as well. So I wanted to make this into a video, and if I find information about this deal I sent out, I'll put it in here. If I'm remembering correctly, I know I had this property at wholesale price over $100,000. He told me he didn't think anybody would buy it for over like $70K in that email. He said 70 to 75,000. Now, in reality, I did have, when I had appointments for this property, there were quite a few buyers that came out. I'm gonna say about 6 people came out to view this property, and they all told me it was way too high. But he broke down exactly what his issues were with the property, and honestly, I respected that. And I want to also read my response. Thank you so much for breaking all of this down. I love it. I have been wholesaling a little over 2 years and absolutely value the information I receive from my cash buyer investors. I really do appreciate the feedback. You did not have to take time to explain the reasoning for your declining the property, but you did, and I appreciate it. I will definitely be sending more properties your way and specifically working on my comping so that the deals make more sense. Thanks so much again, and I'll be in contact soon. Now, wow, I was even proud of myself for the response I gave this realtor. I personally took responsibility for sending out crappy comps, and I knew they were crap. I honestly, when I backtrack my comping skills with this property, I did have a single family home and a duplex as a comp. Absolutely not. When you are comping properties, and I'm going to get to this in just a minute, but they have to be apples to apples. So if you have a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom property, you need to be comparing it to other 2 bedrooms, 1-bathroom properties, and so forth. If you have a duplex, you need to compare it to other duplexes that are in similar condition. Now, y'all go ahead and let me know down in the comment section. Do you guys think he was irritated at first? I was like, ooh. He's trying to school me. Is he trying to be rude? But instead of just trying to figure out, is he really just trying to be rude to me, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to be grateful and appreciate this information, because a lot of the stuff I didn't know. I did not know how to identify moisture. I didn't even realize I sent out a property that had a duplex, and I sent out a single family home. That's definitely, it wasn't a comp. So I really am grateful that he sent me that information, because majority of your cash buyers will just say no without giving you any explanation. And that's a tip as well. When you send out properties, kind of ask your cash buyers, well, what would make this deal better? Or what would make this property make more sense for you? You know what I mean? Even if they don't buy it, but just so you can figure out why they're declining it. Now, I also want to just reiterate this. Listen, I was not the best comper. I'm still not a perfect comper. However, what did I do? I still did the best I could, and I sent it out. I did not let not knowing how to comp stop me, because at the end of the day, people will give you feedback, and that's the only way I will be able to learn. In my mind, I didn't feel like I needed all the answers, and you don't. You do not need all the answers to just take action. So that's what I did. I took action, and I did not close this deal because I had it locked up too high. I kind of irritated and agitated the sellers in a way, because I had all of these people coming out and I was trying to negotiate her. My negotiation skills were trash. It was just a whole lot going on. So I ended up forfeiting this deal, and they actually did go with somebody else, another investor, and maybe even a wholesaler, and it got sold for I want to say about $80K. So I think the lady came down from like 100 something to 80,000. And it got sold, but still, I didn't let that stop me. I went on ahead, canceled the purchase agreement, and learned my lesson. Quick tip I want to give you guys is to be open to criticism. All right, be open to criticism and also rejection. As a wholesaler, this is the name of the game. You're going to get rejected. You're going to get rejected by buyers. You're going to get rejected by sellers every day, all day. And that's okay. You have to keep going though, because at the end of the day, your wins will outweigh your losses. It's just a matter of how much work and how much dedication are you going to put into your business business to allow your wins to outweigh those losses. So really quick before I end this video, I just want to go over some of the basic comping rules for wholesalers. If you are a new wholesaler or a seasoned wholesaler, just a few comping rules to keep in the back of your mind when you are trying to assess a target property or a deal you're trying to lock up. Some basic things you need to look for when comping a property is how many bedrooms and bathrooms the property has. You need to find other properties with similar square footage size, similar lot size. How far are the comparable properties away from your subject property? Now, you don't want to go past 1 mile. You want to maybe start at a quarter mile, then ease up to a half a mile, and then you want to ease up to a full mile if you're unable to find any comparables in a shorter distance. You want to make sure the year built is similar. You don't want to compare a 1950 build to a 2020 build. It's impossible, okay? So you really don't want to go over 15 years when you're comparing the year built. Location matters. If it's by a railroad track, you have to deduct some money from the ARV. If it's by a highway, if it's on a busy road, all of those things matter. So keep in the back of your mind that location matters and that you may have to deduct some funds. Remember, I told you guys, as far as the radius goes, go quarter mile, half mile, then a full mile. You want to do this also with the time sale. So the sale dates. I usually start at 3 months, then I ease up to 6 months, and then I go out a full year. Don't go over 1 year. Stay within 12 months, okay? 3, 6, 12, and then that mile radius again is that quarter mile, half mile, and full mile. Those things are very important because those are going to give you the close to the exact price ranges you need your property to be in. If you can, another great tip is to get multiple comps. If you can get at least 3 comps and take the average of those 3, that's perfect. All right, y'all. So I know my coach, Brent Daniels, has free resources available on his website at wholesalinginc.com. So you guys be sure to check that out for comping resources if you are interested. Now, that's the end of my video, y'all. If you have watched it to the end at this point and you still haven't subscribed, you need to go ahead and subscribe. I don't even know why you are still watching and you haven't subscribed yet, okay? Hit the notification bell while you're at it so that you never miss any time I upload any new content. And then also connect with me on Instagram, y'all, okay? And I will be talking to you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.